Andes mountain range lies like the skeleton of a huge giant along the western coast of South America. Its towering peaks look down on one side on the barren plains which lie along the Pacific Ocean, and to the east upon the vast steaming jungles of the Amazon basin. One of the last areas of the world still largely unexplored, the Amazon River basin is a world of mystery. Although many of the rivers have been traveled by the white men, little is known of what lies beyond the river's edge. There, obscure Indians live hidden by the jungle's inscrutable cloak. The Urubamba River winds snake-like through the country of the Pirro Indians. The impassability of the jungle makes this watery highway the main avenue of transportation. And the Pirro traveler is watched by unseen eyes through the underbrush along the water's edge. In these dense jungles along the Urubamba and its tributaries live the Pirro Indians. Of the 1,000 known Pirros, each village has its chieftain. And the most influential chief among all the Pirros is White Condor. There are many reasons for which the Pirro goes out on the river: pleasure, hunting, fishing, or a mission of great importance. Condor, the Pirro chieftain, knows the river well, and the coming of evening urges haste upon the travelers. the storm increases, Condor must stand inside a hastily built shelter, watching the swelling river, waiting for the storm to pass, and thinking, remembering the events which brought him to this place. Remember, Condor, the old days, when as a young and influential Pirro chieftain you were building an empire there in the jungle? As the people of your village danced their pagan dances and sang their pagan songs, you dreamed of uniting all the Pirro villages under your leadership. You were proud of your people, the Pirros. They were strong and handsome. They loved life, and they loved the intoxicating koya drink. They were peaceful people. As children, they learned that the worst thing in the world is anger. The ceremonial fire, the witch doctor wrapping his magic herbs for burial. And the people believing that because of this, disaster would surely fall on an enemy, or rain would come, or a spell would be broken. Your Pirros are earthy people, Condor, living a simple life, close to the basic elements of survival, and close to the animals. Animals which are almost as much a part of the family as the children who love to suck on a piece of sugar cane. Your people are known for the love of the children they bear. And barrenness is a shame. As evening fell, you often sat and watched the pensive faces of the people. And you thought it would be a fine thing to be chief of all the Pirros, to be their great leader. But as you watched the boy dying with tuberculosis, the woman painfully sick with an unknown stomach demon, and the blind mother dressing a child she could see only with her fingertips, you again felt uneasy, unclean, and you wondered, how can I lead them? Where can I lead them? This question burned in Condor's heart as one day he brought home the white woman from a neighboring Pirro village. Her name was already known to his people. This curious woman, Esther Madison, and her friend, Joyce Nies, came to the Urubamba to hear the talk of the Pirro people and to change the talk into the strange marks they put in their little white books. She belonged to a group of missionary linguists, the Wycliffe Bible Translators. The Wycliffe people are working to reduce to writing the 2,000 unwritten tongues of the world. The first translation into each language is the New Testament. So it was she was brought to the village where White Condor was chief, to continue the translation already begun in another Pirro village. Two Pirro families vacated the home they had shared together so the white woman and her friend would have a place to live. Strange sights for illiterate eyes. The translator's link with her base of operations is the shortwave radio. Housewarming Pirro style. Fresh fish from the Urubamba. Long-stemmed fruit from a jungle garden. Eggs from a gracious little host. These are the words of the true God, some of them already in your own language. And the translation goes on. Each new word is checked many times with several Pirros to ensure accuracy. As Condor comes to satisfy his curiosity about the books of the translator, he is unaware that God in these same books is saying, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, and ye shall find rest unto your souls." As the Pirro chieftain himself helps with the translation, he learns that God is a loving God, not willing that any should perish. Soon the translator's house is the center of the whole village. Each day, as a new part of the scriptures is translated, the people gather to hear God speak to them for the first time in their words. Late one evening, when the translator is alone, Condor and his wife pay a visit. It is Pirro custom that the visitor never comes to the point right after arriving. Small talk is made for at least half an hour before the purpose of the call is told. Waiting for the right time to speak, Condor glances through a picture book which visualizes the life of Christ. Then comes the quiet statement of a man seeking the meaning of life. "I have come to you because I want you to make me understand about God." And from the translated book come the words, "These are written that ye might believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God. Whosoever believeth on him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. As many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God." A son of God. One of the first scriptures the new Pirro believer reads is the Great Commission. "Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature." Condor begins at home. Condor is eager to help translate the words of life into his own language. As he does so, his faith grows. One day, as a national holiday approached, conversation turned to Manco Capac, a great Inca chief who, starting as a village chief like Condor had won his way to the head of a great empire. Condor's dream of power returned. Then the translation came to Mark 10:43. Whosoever will be great among you shall be your minister, and whosoever of you will be chiefest shall be servant of all. Condor the chief became Condor the servant of Christ. Esther Madison saw the carefully planted seed grow and flourish in the life of the Pirro chief as he dedicated himself to the service of Christ. Yes, you'll remember well, Condor, these wonderful days. Above all, you will remember this first day of your first missionary journey. No visitor approaches a Pirro village unheralded. As Condor comes to each new place with the message of Christ, he is welcomed, for he is a popular Pirro leader. Condor tells the story of God's love in every way he can. It may be at a gathering of the whole village where heathen hearts first hear that the blood of Christ will cleanse a Pirro and make him a new creature. Or a passing conversation with a workman may mean another soul brought into the kingdom of God. Condor's love of a child may open the hearts of the parents to the gospel, and the seed is also sown in a young life. Of such is the kingdom of heaven. Condor's practical evangelism may take him on a hunt with a neighboring Machaginga chief. Over half the hymns sung in this Pirro church have been written by the Pirros themselves.